What do you mean? They're all dead in the remake, don't you know that? That's why they see past revelations of them dying. They're all dead. It's all a dream. It was all a dream the whole time. In part 3, we're gonna wake up and we're just like in some kid's imagination. He's like, oh man, I wish they'd actually make a Final Fantasy VII remake just like that. And then he goes downstairs and plays Kingdom Hearts 5. And then the game ends. Don't jinx it. He'll actually do it. You don't know Nomura, he'll do it. I still remember back when Kingdom Hearts was first announced. I specifically remember thinking from the trailer, or like, it wasn't even the trailer because I didn't like see game trailers back then. But I remember seeing some like promotional material for it and thinking that the premise was that you were going to travel to Disney worlds and Final Fantasy worlds. And I still kind of wish that had eventually happened. I thought that you were going to travel to, like, Agrabah, and then travel to, like, Final Fantasy VII land. And then go to Halloween Town, and then go to Chrono Trigger World or something. I don't know. Like, I thought like all Square Enix, Squaresoft stuff was on the table, but they were just like, yeah, we'll pop in some Final Fantasy characters and then have them not appear in the third game. It'll be fine. It'll work out just fine. You think that was Disney's idea from the start? Like, okay, yeah, we'll let them put in Final Fantasy characters. We'll just slowly weed them out until the third game where we just tell them no Final Fantasy characters or we're not buying. And then they have to do it. I mean, it sucks for Square Enix, dude, because they have to make a new Kingdom Hearts game or else everyone hates them. Disney doesn't have to make a new Kingdom Hearts game. So they could just demand whatever they want. They could just be like, yeah, the whole game's gonna be Mickey Mouse now. Or else we're not signing off on it. And like, Square kinda has to do it, because it's their fault if there's no Kingdom Hearts. I'm sure the contract is a bit more complicated than that, but I mean, think about it. It does kind of make sense. See you, Joe. Have a good weekend. You don't think there's going to be a Kingdom Hearts 4? I think there will be. Kingdom Hearts 3 made the big money. You have to understand, reception literally means nothing anymore. All that matters is did it make money, and Kingdom Hearts 3 made money. The reception means absolutely nothing. And I mean, I mean that unironically, like, truthfully, it does not matter. I mean, sure, deep down inside, I'm sure Square Enix wants their games to be good. I don't think they want to sell bad games, but it's all about how much money does it make. Kingdom Hearts makes a huge splash, whether or not, in the end, people like it. So they're gonna keep making them. I mean, the side games don't even sell as well, and they still keep making those. Because they sell enough. You know it's bad when my wife walks in during a stream and she's like, "What are you playing?" and I can't answer her. That actual thing happened when we were playing Dream Drop Distance. She was like, "What are you playing?" And I was like, well... technically I'm playing Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, but I'm also playing Kingdom Hearts 2.5 Final Remix, and this is just part of that. And she was like, "Well, what number is Dream Drop Distance?" And I was like, just don't. It doesn't have a number, okay? Just don't worry about it. Well, what's 2.5? Just don't even go there. It's not worth it. How can something be a final chapter but also a prologue? Listen, I love you, but I will love you more if you stop asking what I'm playing. Just understand it's a Kingdom Hearts game, okay? Just leave it at that. Yeah, there's a YouTube video of it. It was one of the highlights from Hearts-a-thon. And then she said we should raid Square Enix headquarters. And all of chat rejoiced. I don't think this fight's gonna go very well, but I figured I'd give it a shot. If you go on the Hearts-a-thon page on the website, it's one of the highlights. Nah, I seriously doubt healing actually works. I could try it just for fun. Oh, I can't even heal him. I could try Holy, though. Maybe at the very least he's weak against Holy. I love how the Gi fires are using ice. Yeah, doesn't even do much. Just watched a 4-hour lecture about all Kingdom Hearts games? Oh, so you watched a playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 3. Very neat, very neat. That's literally what Kingdom Hearts 3 is. It's just them trying to tell you that this stuff matters. It's trying to convince you the whole time, like, no, really, it happened in the 2.8 game. Just trust it. Trust us, this is all going somewhere. Not really, actually. The whole game is just kind of ignoring all the other games until the last hour, and then it tries to make everything make sense all at once. It's kind of terrible. Nice dodge. No. Dude, it's pretty wild. Like, the mobile game has more story in it than all the other games. Like, the mobile game is incredibly important to understanding the story of Kingdom Hearts. But you have to grind through, like, an insane amount of the same Disney stuff over and over again before you finally get to any of the story that matters. Like, the only way you could ever make the Kingdom Hearts story more convoluted is if you hid it behind a really long, tedious, and boring mobile game, and they actually did it. Like, that's the only thing they could have done to make it harder to understand, and they actually did it. It'd be like at the end of Metal Gear Solid 7, all this crazy stuff happens with all the characters, and then they're like, alright, you gotta go play Candy Crush until you get to level 789, and then we'll explain all this crap. That's basically what Kingdom Hearts did. I tried pretty hard to get through that mobile game too, because I was interested in the story, but I couldn't do it. And it was one of the better mobile games I've played, too. It was actually pretty good, but I can't stick with a mobile game for any longer than, like, at the very most 6 months. And then it just... I always get to this point where I just think, why am I wasting my time doing this? I always get to this point where I just feel like it's a huge waste of time. And I mean, objectively, many games are a waste of time, you know. That's kind of their point, is to be a time sink, but you get some sort of, like, I don't know, I get a lot of, feeling of accomplishment when I finish a game, you know? I can finish a game and be like, I'm done with it, and I can put it on my shelf and be like, I'm finished with it. You just don't get that feeling with mobile games. They just go forever, and it just gets to this point where I'm like, what is the point? This is never gonna end. There is no final objective I'm shooting for here. And so I just get sick of it. And I get that that's the idea, is that there's no finish, so that you can play it forever. But it just doesn't work for me, because there's no closure, yeah. Like, I don't get that final, you know, I'm done with this. But that's only part of it. I mean, just the general gameplay of mobile games just never sticks with me very long. It's never deep enough to keep me interested. I always end up just being like, yeah, that's enough of that. Are we gonna go back to this discussion? Go watch Frozen. It's a good movie. It just got memed, okay? It's still a good movie. I mean, unless you don't like Disney movies, then, like, don't bother, but... if you love Disney movies, but you haven't seen Frozen because it got memed, the meme's over. Go watch it. It's a good movie. Also, apparently go watch Frozen 2. I watched Frozen 2 and thought it was okay, but my wife said she liked Frozen 2 more than Frozen 1, so I guess go watch that too. Because maybe you'll have the same opinion. How's it going, Kane? This is the original Final Fantasy VII on NES. Well, you know, an interpretation of it. It's not literally... it's not literally the same code. That would be impossible. Yeah, I thought it was good, but... it's one of those things that's like, it's hard to beat the original with any Disney movie, really. Is there any Disney movie that you guys like the sequel more than the original? Seems kind of hard with Disney movies, because the first one's always such a banger, like, it's hard to say the sequel's better. Well, Shrek isn't Disney, but I hear you. Shrek 2 is really good. How about animated movie? Let's spread it out to animated movie instead of just Disney movie. Toy Story 2, that's the one that I thought of right off the bat, actually, but I don't know. I have so much nostalgia for Toy Story 1 that I don't think I can say I like Toy Story 2 better, even though I think objectively it's maybe a better movie. Lion King 3. Okay, maybe that's a bit too far, but really? The original Lion King is just so good. I don't know, man. I can't put it over the original Lion King, even if it was good. Terminator 2, okay, not animated, but I hear you. Pirates of the Caribbean 2. Let me think about this for a minute. I feel like... I agree with that. But... hear me out. I think Pirates of the Caribbean 1 was a better movie in terms of, like, if you were to give it a rating as a movie. Like, Pirates of the Caribbean 1 is a masterpiece of a movie. You know what I mean? But I think Pirates of the Caribbean 2 maybe is better as a rewatch movie. I think Pirates of the Caribbean 1 did more for the industry. And it was so good that the rest of the movies are good. Like, it started the series, and now any Pirates of the Caribbean movie is, I would say, watchable, but I don't know, some people really hate the newer one. But yeah, like, as a movie, if we're giving it like a IMDb rating, I think Pirates of the Caribbean 1 wins. But Pirates of the Caribbean 2 is really great to rewatch. Dark Knight was better than Batman Begins. A lot of people say that, but I really like Batman Begins. But I agree, because most people would say that. I just personally really like Batman Begins. I felt a more personal connection to the characters in Batman Begins. It's a lot slower of a movie that allows the characters to build more, whereas Dark Knight is just a really good spectacle of a movie. It's more entertaining. Empire Strikes Back, I know nothing about Star Wars, but agreed. Yeah, plus Heath Ledger, like, yeah. Yeah. Yep. The new Aladdin? Hey. How's it going, Bailey? This is the remake. I just set it to 480p. This is the remake DLC, but on the PS4. Apparently that's what Square Enix thought, like, none of us could play the DLC on PS4 because this is what it would look like. It had to be on the PS5. I saw a comment on one of the, I think it was the first episode. Somebody said, this is the remake that we all, like, wanted instead of the new one, which I feel like was more of a joke, even if he actually meant it. But, it kind of made me think, like, what if Square Enix made these for real? What if Square Enix themselves actually made an older style, like a demake of 10 and released it on, like, Steam? You think people would buy it? Because this comes across to me as something that, like, a lot of people are interested in seeing, but I'm not really sure it would sell super well if, like, Square Enix sold it. Now, having said that, I believe, I read that comment about it, like, being sold, you know, a lot, even though it was, even though it was unlicensed. Apparently this sold really well in China. But I feel like this is one of those things where you seek it out if you want it, but if it were just sitting on the Steam store, I don't know if a ton of people would buy it. I don't really count Ever Crisis as a demake. It's like modern chibi graphics, and it's not like they could potentially put more in that game than the original. There's no limitation they have to deal with. Like, for me, an official demake is something where you have more limitation and you need to make it work. That's a demake to me. Like, you are purposefully giving yourself less to work with, and you need to try to get across the general feel of the game with less memory or less space or whatever it is, right? That to me is like what a Demake is. It's almost like a challenge. It's a developing challenge. Can you make people feel like they're playing Final Fantasy VII, but with the limitations of an NES? That's kind of the soul of a Demake, the idea behind it. The Ever Crisis is more of like, let's tell the story through modern chibi graphics. It's not limited in any way, you know? Other than, like, I guess because it can be mobile, but... Let's face it, phones can do more than the PS1 could do. Could do way back when. Our phones are way more powerful than a PS1. We're in Cosmo Canyon right now. As you can see, now that I walked out. But this is actually the first time that I've had to grind quite a bit because these enemies are, like, really strong. Up to this point, I haven't had to do, like, any grinding, but the enemies are getting really tough. I think I'm just a bit underleveled, especially Aerith. Get in your pink car. Yeah, like, the chibi graphics aren't a limitation, it's just a design choice that's maybe a bit easier than making a full 3D model, but they are 3D models, so yeah, it's not even really easier. But yeah, it's just like more of a design choice. Yeah, I do genuinely wonder, like, would people buy something like that? Would if Square Enix made this, but with Square Enix polish, would people buy it on, like, Steam for, like, $20? Or would it be more of, like, a... That's pretty cool that they did that. But, like, I'm not gonna sit down and play it, kind of thing. So anyway, yeah. Back to the remake. $20 is a bit steep. Well, they would be making the game from scratch. It's not like the Pixel remasters. You're literally making a brand new game, it's just Final Fantasy VII is the framework, right? And granted, the text moves over, so you don't have to make a story or text. But in terms of, like, the actual game, you're making it from scratch. It's not being built off anything. So, I feel like $20 would be fair. Now, whether or not that's too steep for people to buy, you might be right. But I feel like it's at least maybe fair. I don't know, though. This is coming from the guy that said that $100 is too much for 1 through 6, so... Maybe I'm the fool. I don't know. I said that 100 is too much for 1 through 6 because 4, 5, and 6 weren't finished yet. So... I feel like I still stand by that. That's still outrageous to me, and I can't believe they did that. But that's just the world we live in now. we can sell games that don't exist yet. People pay $70 for worse, ain't that the truth? Incoming me complaining about the new Call of Duty game for the 900th time. Also, these sprites are cool. That's the thing, I mean, at this point, they don't even really sell us video games anymore. They sell us the IP. You know what I mean? I feel like for the most part, we get sold... Hold on a second. Did I remember to level up this? Okay, I didn't. Wasn't sure. Yeah, at this point they sell the IP. People will buy anything with Final Fantasy in the name just because they want to see if it's good or bad. And that's the trouble that we're in. That's the hole that we've dug ourselves into. We're at a point in the video game industry where buying bad games feels like a worthwhile investment. Just so you can be like, wow, this is bad. You know? It's like you gotta see. Is it as bad as everyone says? I don't know. Buy it and find out. It's very strange that you start like a couple... You start like a couple blocks above the entrance. I wonder if that's because they're trying to simulate you like dropping down off the rope. How much more experience do I need to like go up some levels? I just went up another level. I need like 5,000 and 6,000 XP. I mean, as far as I have heard, Cyberpunk still made a bunch of money. Could be wrong though. Think of other bits came in. Want a good quality game? Check out Fuga Melodies of Steel. I've heard of this. I've heard of this game. Did we play it? I can't remember if we played it, but I know I've heard of it. $660. Okay, so only a few battles should get us up a level. What happened to Zemsalet? I'm really, really loving Fantathon, and this is like... Fantathon is like... kinda... I don't want to say my life's work, but it's something that we've always kind of known was going to happen eventually. And it just feels really good to finally be doing it. But when Fantathon is over, I have a huge list of games to play, and it's going to be so great because they're all so different. Like, every Let's Play after Fantathon is done is going to be so unique and cool. Like, Suikoden and Breath of Fire and Xenogears. Legend of Legaia again. Don't tell anyone. Just play through it again. We'll just pretend like we didn't play through it. Yeah, they don't put Red 13 in your party for this, which is actually kind of nice that they don't force party members because leveling up is a lot more important in this one. Also, Red 13 looks like a hot dog, so I don't want to use them. So I'm pretty glad that I don't have to use them. Bahamped. What are you talking about? The Bahamut animation's great. Don't you see the big dragon? You just have to look really hard. He's there. He's hiding. Hot Dog Red 13 versus Zell. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Are they fighting over a hot dog? Or is Zell fighting for Red 13 because he's a hot dog? Or is it a fight between Red 13, who also looks like a hot dog, and Zell, who wants hot dogs? How is this fight going down? I mean, we were talking earlier about Zell versus Snow. If we're doing Zell versus Red 13 wins all day. No way. Like, who defeats Red 13, honestly, in any kind of fight? What Final Fantasy character can beat Red 13 in a fight? None of them is the answer. That is the correct answer that you're looking for. Red 13 is the GOAT. Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot versus Red 13. The ultimate battle. Self-sabotage. I have GOG, so I should be able to stream from it okay. Okay, so I said that Light Materia had one more level to go because there's that one slot remaining, and also weapons get to level 10, so I thought Light was going to go to level 10, but it doesn't. It's stuck at 9. I was wondering, because I'm like, man, I've been using it a lot and it hasn't leveled up. It's stuck at 9, so Bahamut must be the last spell. Which, I mean, makes sense. It's Bahamut. But I just figured since there was one more slot there that it probably went up another level. I was hoping I would get life but it seems like there's no way to revive other than Phoenix Downs. Which is kind of spooky. Better make sure to buy a lot of them. Level 10 is plot related? Maybe. I think we actually get something that levels up our 9s to 10 at some point. Yeah, life could be its own materia, maybe. Yang versus Sabin versus Zell versus Snow at the Nathan's Hot Dog on Turn Down. I love that you just somehow had to get hot dogs into it, even though none of those characters have to do with hot dogs except Zell. No, I haven't even killed a single one of the fires during the Gina Talk fight yet. They have like a bajillion health. I remember hating Snow, but I also don't really remember anything about his character. So I'm gonna reserve my judgment until we play through 13 again, and then I'll decide if I still hate him. But I remember when I played the game originally, I did not like him. Thought he was stupid. Maybe it's just that, like, arrogant character that I never seem to ever like arrogant characters. There always seems to be that, like, male arrogant character that maybe is written for, like, girls. They're supposed to be, like, the cool guy. I always think they're dumb. Yeah, like, not only because I just don't like them, but also because they're, like, stereotypes. They're not that interesting. But I remember Snow going through some character development throughout the game, so I just don't remember what it is. You like lightning, huh? Did you know that lightning returns? In a really crappy game?